clear, deep seabed opens wide, gravel and ripples stretching into blue haze with slow drifting particles.
Gravel and pebbles sit sharp in cold, clear water, and small silt puffs drift with every current shift.
4 to 5 giant flounder glide low together above gravel, calm and untouched, with no gear anywhere in view.
A leading giant flounder shows mottled camouflage over ripples, while the small school follows calmly behind.
Crew stages coil tubs and hauler controls, keeping hands clear while heavy braided line feeds smoothly.
Circle hooks and swivels line the station, built for abrasion and long soak times in cold, deep water.
Bait strips get rigged consistently on hooks, keeping presentation stable while branch lines drop through strong currents. Strict spacing stays enforced around rollers and pinch points, even as the deck stays wet and rolling.
The tall steel hull parts grey water, scuppers draining steadily as spray curls off heavy rub rails.
Branch lines coil into clean loops, preventing tangles when tension spikes later during hauling cycles with calm pacing and natural movement only.
Landing gear and tank clamps get checked for load paths, keeping handling controlled when fish come aboard. Weighted branch lines clip on and drop in steady cadence, keeping the set smooth and untangle at the stern.
Seabed detail holds steady in clear water, building anticipation while the bottom stays undisturbed with calm pacing and natural movement only.
The flounder school crosses gravel with slow fin undulations, staying flat and low with no gear visible.
A giant leatherback turtle glides through cold, deep water, flippers slow, passing above gravel in silence.
The set completes cleanly, and coil tubs stay organized for a safe and fast retrieval later.
One giant flounder turns above pebbles, lifting a soft sand dust, while the rest of the school arcs behind. 4 to 5 giant flounder glide across rippled sand, untouched, as flounder silhouettes cross fading light shafts, then disappear into deeper blue with no gear visible anywhere.
Night checks confirm tubs and lash points stay secure, keeping the system ready for hauling at first light.
Giant flounder drift toward bait above gravel, and slack branch line begins to straighten in clear, cold water. A rockfish pecks first and darts away, and the hook swings while silt puffs rise and settle quickly. A giant flounder crowds the bait zone, pushing smaller fish aside and holding steady just off the bottom. The circle hook seats at the jaw corner, and tension transferred cleanly into leader and braided mainline. A violent surge shakes the flounder, and silt blooms under tail kicks while the leader stays tight.
Surface chop rises, and a steep leader angle beside steel plating signals a strong fish holding depth.
The hauler turns at controlled speed, maintaining constant pressure so the hook stays seated during pulls.
A near-surface roll shows the jaw corner hook as a taut leader line cuts through gray chop.
A sling supports the flat body at the tuna door, keeping the hook visible and leader tight in spray.
Short thrash bursts hit wet mats, and rope control keeps movement contained while spacing stays strict.
One flounder slides into the aerated tank under sling control, staying flat and intact with no duplicated fins.
Fresh bait gets clipped and dropped again, keeping the set smooth while the ocean stays cold and steady.
2 flounder approach side by side, and the branch line begins to straighten as competition tightens near bait. The hook seats at the jaw corner, and the leader tightens hard as the flounder turns off the bottom.
A red ring jelly pulses slowly above gravel, adding calm contrast between heavy hauling cycles.
A 6-gill shark glides past at distance, steady and quiet, never approaching bait or line.
A small cluster of flounder glides over pebbles, unhurried, with clear water revealing mottled camouflage. Flounder glide with drifting jellies,
while distant shark and whale silhouettes pass calmly through blue water.
Tank hoses and clamps get checked, keeping circulation steady and preventing slosh as the vessel rolls.
A flounder takes bait near rocks, and the leader snaps tight as the hook seats cleanly at the jaw corner.
A surface boil exposes the jaw corner hook, as a tight leader line slices foam beside steel plating. Braced, crew adjusts hauler speed, guiding braided line into tubs, while spray hits steel rails in swell.
Flounder close in together near adjacent hooks, and tension starts to build across two branch lines. A double hookup hits, and both jaw corner hooks seat as two leaders snap tight above gravel. Both hooked flounder surge low over gravel, silt plumes rising as swivels and chafe sleeves stay visible. A hooked flounder gets dragged fast across gravel, thrashing hard as sand bursts up, and the leader stays tight.
Twin leaders cut through foam beside steel plating, and two jaw corner hooks show briefly in rough chop.
Twin landing brings two flounder to the tuna door, keeping hooks visible and leaders tight under heavy spray.
Both flounder thrash on mats, and rope control keeps movement contained while the deck stay disciplined.
Two flounder slide into the aerated tank together, and churning bubbles keep them separated and moving.
Bait prep stays fast, and branch lines drop again while spray rises and the deck keeps rhythm.
3 flounder converge at once, and 2 leaders snap tight while a third peels away in silt. 2 hooked flounder get dragged upward, jaw corner hooks visible as leaders stay tight with 0 slack.
Heavy chop slams the hull as twin leaders hold, and 2 jaw corner hooks flash through foam.
A rolling transfer lifts 1 flounder while a second gets guided in, preventing twisting and keeping control.
Thrashing intensifies on wet mats, and rope control keeps distance while leaders get cleared safely.
Bait transfer into the tank keeps bodies aligned, and lid clamps hold while hoses pulse circulation.
Atolla pulses above sand ripples, and the calm glow contrasts with violent surface hauling, with calm pacing and natural movement only.
A wide field of flounder blends with bottom camouflage, gliding slowly with no line or bait in view.
A bigger wave lifts the bow and drops it hard, while scuppers dump water in sheets down plating.
Another double hookup seats 2 jaw corner hooks, and silt erupts under tail kicks as leaders stay tight. 2 hooked flounder get dragged along bottom, and visible chafe sleeves protect leaders under constant load.
Twin leaders slice foam beside steel plating, and jaw corner hooks remain visible through the rough surface boil.
Twin landing continues in storm spray, keeping hooks visible and leaders controlled as the hauler holds tension.
Multiple flounder thrash on mats, and crew clears hooks safely while keeping strict spacing around pinch points.
Several flounders slide into churning bubbles, staying separated while circulation keeps the tank stable in roll.
Rebaiting continues under storm spray, and branch lines drop again while the system cycles quickly.
A distant whale silhouette crosses far above, adding scale while the seabed remains still and clear below. A 6-gill shark glides at distance, and flounder remain calm on the bottom with no chase or interaction. A triple moment builds fast, and 2 leaders lock tight as a third flounder bumps bait and retreats. 2 hooked flounder thrash under heavy tension, silt clouds blooming while a line swivels prevent twist.
Storm chop slams the hull as twin leaders hold, and jaw corner hooks flash under swirling foam.
Twin hull hits the mats with hard thrashing, and sling control keeps bodies flat and realistic.
Several flounders slide into bubbling water, and clamps close as hoses keep circulation steady in heavy roll. Storm swell peaks and the hull drops, while scuppers pour water and the ship holds course.
A final big take seats the hook at the jaw corner, and silt blooms as the flounder powers away.
The flounder breaks near the surface, and the taut leader stays visible beside the hull through turbulent foam. A sling lifts the flat body through the tuna door, hook visible, as controlled thrashing hits wet mats.
Multiple flounder lie flat on mats, and hooks get cleared quickly before a clean tank transfer.
Many flounder drift inside the aerated tank, bubbles churning as circulation keeps water moving in heavy roll.
Smaller rollers turn steadily, and the braided line tracks cleanly into tubs, with calm lighting and no effects. Crew secures hooks and tubs, then checks tank clamps, preparing for clean processing without rushing. A wide deck shows bubbling tanks holding many flounder, linking heavy effort to controlled holding and safety.
Inside the tank, flounder circle slowly in bubbles, staying separated as circulation keeps oxygen steady.
Washdown clears silt and slime, and hooks get stowed safely to end hauling with disciplined cleanup.
A jelly pulses above gravel, giving a final calm underwater beat after the storm hauling. Untouched flounder glide across the bottom, fading into blue haze as the seabed returns to calm silence.
The hull steadies in calmer swell, scuppers draining as the operation transitions from storm to recovery.
The run ends with tanks bubbling and tubs strapped, and the station reset under a gray, open ocean sky. Crew celebrates beside a piled catch of giant flounder, flat bodies aligned as gray seas roll behind the rail.
A wide deck view shows stacked flounder and bubbling tanks, with tired crew raising fists briefly before work resumes.
Seawater rinses clean fish surfaces, keeping bodies flat and work calm without splatter or gore. Precise cuts clean the catch efficiently, and careful technique keeps the deck controlled and professional.
Chilled totes close and straps tighten, locking in cold chain protection as the ship rolls in open water. Insulated containers stack on pallets, and a sealed tote lifts cleanly with no labels or text visible.
Tools and deck get cleaned, and hoses coil away while open ocean spray stays visible beyond the rail.
The 150-meter steel vessel runs back toward land in calmer swell, wake steady, and hull draining cleanly.
Giant flounder lie flat on crushed ice at a large coastal market, showing size and freshness without clutter. A vendor lifts a flounder carefully to show size, then sets it back gently onto clean ice. Buyers inspect by touch and nod, and coolers open and close as sails move quickly and quietly. Fresh ice gets shoveled over the catch, and meltwater drains away while the display stays clean. Flounder pack into coolers with ice, and lids close firmly to protect cold chain through busy market flow. Hands exchange cash and a sealed bag, and the stall keeps moving with efficient, quiet transactions.
Market aisles thin as inventory drops, and men carry coolers away, signaling a fast sell-through.
Only a few flounder remain on ice, and neat rearranging highlights how quickly the catch is moving. The last flounder goes into a cooler, the lid closes, and quiet nods mark a clean sell-out finish.
A rinse clears the counter, and empty crates stack up, closing the market run without chaos or clutter.
Sunset light hits the waterfront as empty coolers move out, ending the day with calm, practical closure. A clean, empty ice bed and stacked crates close the story, linking offshore discipline to a finished market sellout.